right, remote learners in Engineering 1, the Making Sketches project. Hopefully some of you have already gotten this started a bit. If you're in Fusion 360 though, some of the instructions are a little bit different. So I'm going to try to cover a bunch of that stuff right now. I'm not going to show it literally every single one. I don't have time right now to make that video. But I'll try to point out some of the things that I know already are a bit different. So comfortable here. All right, so let's go. So I'm in the Engineering 1 classroom. Going down to making sketches and CAD modeling features. These shared files aren't going to work for you. We're going to have to figure that out. But some of them I'll make from you. A lot of them you're going to have to draw from scratch. All right, so I'll have to make some new ones in Fusion 360. There's a way to do a group project here using the Autodesk software, but I'll have to see about that. So anyhow, open the instructions for now. You're going to have a Google Doc going, which I showed in the other videos here, and you're going to take screenshots of everything. So I think I talked about that in the introduction video here. That'll be the same thing that you have to do as well. So I'm not going to go through that right now. So here we go, splines. So I've opened up Autodesk Fusion 360, document settings. I'm just going to make sure this is, these are inches. All right, I guess that's actually, do I have to hit this? Yeah, there we go, units, inches. I've already done that, changed that. I'm going to start a new sketch now. I guess I'm already in a sketch for some reason. Oh, I know what it is. I was trying to open up those files. But anyhow, so I did a new sketch on a plane here, and I'm going to draw these shapes. So spline, you have different splines. To get to them, you hit create. There are two different splines, fit point and control point. I'm going to start with the fit point spline. I'm going to replicate this shape and this shape. And the replication of the shapes is not super precise. All right, so it's running pretty darn slow for me right now because of being in running Screencastify at the same time. So I'm going to draw these shapes roughly. And I got to tell you, I am liking Fusion 360 more and more. More and more that I use it. It's really not a bad software at all, and I bet it runs pretty good if you have a graphics card or a little bit newer computer. So anyhow, I'm just gonna replicate these shapes very roughly. You know, it says to pay attention to the number of points you're using. I actually like the way it does splines better in Fusion 360 than it does in Autodesk Inventor. So create, I'm going to go use the other spline tool so you can see how that one works. I actually use the control one more than the interpolation in Inventor because the interpolation one can do some crazy things. But it works pretty darn well, the Fusion 360 here. Yeah, the control one, control one, let me start that one over again, is you typically have to add more points to get it to look that way, but it is easier to control. I don't know why that is, but it definitely is for some reason. All right, so you take your screenshot, put it into the Google Doc, and then you move on. Center point circle, tangent circle, and ellipses. Let me just show you something here. All right, so what I typically do is I'm holding down the middle mouse button and move myself over. All right, there's another way to do that. I think if you hit this, no, there's another way to do that. Oh yeah, right here, the hand at the bottom. We knew that was somewhere in here still. All right, so the circles, just gonna draw a couple basic circles. Tangent point circle, you have to actually draw lines first before you do the tangent point circle. Hit escape to cancel that. So you got to go to create, and circle, 3 tangent circle. I like 2 tangent too. That's nice. Inventor doesn't have that option. Ellipses, again, you go to create ellipse. Wherever you place your first point, that'll be the center of the ellipse. So far, it's all very same to Autodesk Inventor. All right, take the screenshot, put it in your Google Doc. Tangent arcs, 3-point arcs, I think those are all the same. You have to draw the lines first, the tangent arc. Yep, they're the same thing. The first one that I had trouble with was the chamfer. Fillet is pretty straightforward. You can follow the instructions for the fillet in the other video. You do want to make sure you draw these squares somewhat the right size. So I think it's 1.2 or 1.25 in that dimension. You hit tab to get up to that one. And 3.0 is it? I don't know. It's not that. I got the totally wrong dimensions. 1.2 inches wide. Okay. So if you want to change a dimension, you can just double click on it there and make it 2.0. All right. So let me just show you that again. Fillets and modify. There's no chamfer in here, which is a change. Honestly, and I think I know why that is. Where's my options for the fillet now? Oh, okay. This is the option. Right. 5 for the fillet. And then, or no, this one's 0.25, 0.75, and 0.5. So this one's actually is 0.25. All right. Then you can get this corner. I'm going to fillet that one as well. And this is different than Autodesk. Autodesk, you have to change the number before you click it. That one's going to be 0.7. Or, oh, look at that. It's doing both of them. Oops. All right. So if you want to do a different one, you have to click it again. That should have been 0.75, that one. My bad. Return. And here it's going to be 0.75. All right. So I'm zoomed out kind of far. Maybe it'd be helpful if I zoomed in. All right. There's that one. The chamfer now you can't do, unfortunately. I don't know why it's not an option. So what I want you to do is draw that rectangle, right? And figure out what the dimensions would be, right? This is gonna be 45 degrees. Look, you hit tab, you can make it 45. Oops, I guess it would have to be 135. Reference that. All right. And keep doing it. Draw it. Try to figure out how to make it happen. All right. It's 1.5 inches tall, 2 inches wide. All right. So figure out what you'd have to take off each of these directions. This corner is a little bit tricky. So another way to do this, I'll show you right now. Escape. Let me delete this. You draw your rectangle, right? 1.5 and 2.0. All right. Then you can draw lines on the corner. Right? You can draw a line from here to here, and then dimension from that point to this point. You know that's got to be 0.5. You know this to this corner. Why is that there? 9 dimension value. I don't know why that's there, that 9 dimension value. Oh wow. Oh, there it goes. This is 0.5. Down here, right? Draw another line. All right, so you can dimension this point to this point, 0.625. And then the angle, you can practice dimensioning that. You click the two sides and then drag it down 30 degrees. And then what you can do is you can use the trim button, which is an exercise later, and you can trim off stuff that you don't want. All right, and it says a warning about dimensions, but that's okay. So I trimmed off that one corner. You can do the same thing to get this side. So there is no chamfer tool, unfortunately. Polygon tool, that is located right here. This is pretty cool. There's some different ways to draw the polygon. I'll let you decide which one you want to use. But you hit create polygon, and you can draw it. Now you can change the number of sides. If you hit tab, you can change this to however many numbers of sides there are on the instructions. Mirroring. All right, so this is one. Again, this one's actually pretty much like the same as the video. I'm being kind of random here, but that doesn't really matter. This is pretty much the same. I do want to show you that though. And draw the mirror shape, one half of it, and I'm being very. Oh, it's not snapping to that. That's unfortunate. All right, so I do need to do something here. I need to dimension this line. I'm just going to put it to the nearest tenth, 1.5. Make this one also 1.5. All right, because I need those to be the same length. That's weird. That's not snapping. I guess I have that turned off. Snapping might be turned off. A couple circles. Now this is not a good replication of what we did. Oh, it's not snapping the same width either. All right, so mirroring is under modify. No, it's not. It's right here. Sorry. Escape. Mirror. Now, you have to select, and you have to have a mirror line. So I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to draw a line. One thing I don't know how to do that we'll have to see if I can figure out is if I hit line, I want to make it a construction line. Does it give me that option? Where does it? I might have to look that up because I don't know how to make a construction line. I'm going to have to look that up for you guys. I don't want this line to be solid. I want this to be a what's called a construction line. What construction line is it makes it so it's not actually part of the sketch, which is really useful. I don't see any way to change that. And also, maybe I'll just quick go Google it. How to change a line to a construction line in 360. See, it's probably a hotkey or something. Let's see what we got here. I usually go to the Autodesk forums, and often I'm there a bit hidden. Draw the lines, select the line, then right click normal. Okay, so you just right click on it. Okay, I should have tried that. Right click on it, normal construction. Oh, that's cool. Or can I just hit X? That's usually what that means. It's a hotkey. All right. All right, so made a construction line. That's great. So I wonder if I select it and I just hit X if it changes it. Oh, it does. That's cool. Just changes it by hitting X. Oh, that's awesome. I love hotkeys like that. What's that other hotkey? Sketch dimension. Oh, you just hit D. That's awesome. Cool. But anyway, sorry, geeking out over that ability. So hit mirror. Now, select objects. So I'm going to highlight. Oh, I want to show you something here too. When you drag from the upper left down, it's a red box, right? And that means in order to highlight something, it needs to fully encompass it. So if I only drag like here, it doesn't get stuff that I was just touching. The rectangle must actually fully Got to unselect. Fully encompass whatever it is you're trying to highlight. Okay, cool. Now here's the thing. If you drag from the bottom right up, the rectangle is green. And what that does is it doesn't need to touch everything. It just needs to touch part of it and it'll select it. So I didn't have that at all. So just two different ways to select. I just figured that out somehow. I noticed watching a student do something. So I'm doing mirroring. I have it selected, 20 objects selected. The mirror line is going to be that construction line. All right. I selected that line. Come on. It's not going to let me select that construction line. That's unfortunate. So maybe it doesn't want it to be a construction line. That's unfortunate. Let me hit cancel real quick. Let me try that again. Select. All right, maybe that has to be unselected. That's probably what it is. Now I can select that line. So you can't have the construction line selected with your initial thing. That's different. So you can't self-reflect. It's got to be, you have to deselect the construction line. The way I did that was I hit mirror and I selected all of this, but then I clicked this line to deselect it. Now it's deselected. So if you click something twice, it selects and then deselects. So I selected it by highlighting it all, but then I deselected the construction line by clicking it again. The mirror line, okay, so now I can select that mirror line. Hit OK, and it's mirrored. Cool. That was fun. Sorry, that was a little longer. Circular pattern, again, self-explanatory. I think it's pretty much the same as the other video, but nonetheless, I'll make another one for you. We got to create a polygon. I'm really starting to like Fusion 360 here. So yeah, I'm gonna snap this. I want it to be 3 sides. Oh boy, why is it going that way? I don't like that. It's not the way I want that to go. Okay, modify. Uh-oh, where is it? Create circular pattern. All right, so select what you want to select. Center point. It can be the center of the circle, or you can click the edge of the circle. It'll find it either way. Oops, I don't want that selected. No. Center point, select the circle. There's 3. All right, we want 12, and that's interesting. There we go. There's 12, and they're all going the way we want it to go. Rectangular pattern, pretty similar. I'm not going to draw it the same exact way as it's in there. You should copy those dimensions though. You really should, but I'm going to try to go fast here. Rectangular pattern, it's basically the same way. So object, select. Direction, select this way. We want there to be 6. Distance, I guess we need, let's try 0.5. Okay, we got to go farther here. Yours is going to depend on, apparently I made the rectangle too small or circle too big. So follow the dimensions in the paper. You can change the direction if you need to. And then actually, you can select another direction as well here. And I want to make 7 of them. Uh-oh, that's not the one I want to do. Direction 2, this is the other direction. I'll make 7 of them. And distance is going to be 1.5, and you can change that. And again, if you do it the way it is on the paper, the dimensions, it'll work out right. So this is the distance between the centers. This is a little clunky. I don't particularly like this very much. I like regular Autodesk version of this better. So anyway, follow the dimensions that I gave you in the packet. All right, and then from there, offset. All right, so that's this option. You draw those shapes, you hit offset, you click them, make it bigger. Same thing as the video. This is going to be a trick. I don't know how I'm going to have you do this one yet. So don't worry about that one. This one, you're going to have to kind of draw from scratch. I'm going to have to make some files for you guys, I think, for these ones. Extend practice. You can draw this one from scratch. Make a spline, make these random lines, and use the extend feature to extend them to the center spline. That one's pretty easy. This one you can make from scratch, a rectangle and 6 shapes, and drag them to the corners. I don't think there's even the move option here. Oh no, there is a move option here. That's not really that useful. Rotate is sometimes useful. Does it even have that option? No, it doesn't have rotate. Don't worry about that one, I guess. Yeah. There's probably a different way to do rotate. This one's important, constraints. You do have all the constraints, which are super useful. I'm gonna have to figure that one out. I'll probably just have to make it from scratch for you guys. I'll make you a sketch and share it with you somehow. We'll see. But that should be enough to get you going. Some of these later ones you're not gonna be able to do. This I'll have to make for you, and you can project the geometry. Some of these I'm gonna have to make some files for you guys, but you should have enough to get going, and I'll work on the other files for you. Okay? Have a good one. Talk to you guys later.